If you've been needing an extra edge or extra boost to go pro on controller, you clicked on the right video. In this video, I'm going to be going in depth on 7 things that controller players do that you don't. I'm going to be going in depth on things like how to hold your controller, how to overclock your controller, and there's a few secret settings on your PC that controller players use that you don't. So if you want to know all that, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more tips, make sure you drop a like and comment down below. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So let's start off with overclocking your controller. So what you want to do, you want to download this file, link in the description. It's called HID USB-F, and you want to go to the drivers and then go to setup, and then it should give you a pop-up like this. So what you want to do, you want to make sure your controller is plugged in. Then you want to select your controller, go down here and change this number to 1000, and then select filter on device. Then select install service, and now you overclock your controller. So if you don't know what overclocking your controller does, it reduces the amount of time it takes for input to get from your controller to the game. So these numbers aren't right, but let's say if it takes 0.5 milliseconds for a signal to get from your controller to the game, overclocking your controller will take that down to about 0.2. Now my math is probably completely off, but trust me, by doing this, you will feel a lot less input delay. A lot of pros like Parm and G-Money do this, so I strongly suggest you do it. And no, this isn't any kind of cheat or hack, and it won't be detected by Fortnite's anti-cheat. And just as a little warning, by overclocking your controller, you can run into a few problems. Like me, when I tab out of my game, I have to double click my mouse to fully tab back in. Because if I tab out and tab back in and I only click my mouse once, it won't let me shoot or select anything, but I can move around and look. I don't really know how to explain it, it's kind of weird, but just know you might run into a few bugs. But for the most part, overclocking your controller is completely safe. Now, you can overclock your controller all you want, but if you don't have a good controller in itself, it won't even matter. I know I've been saying this for a while now, but I really need a new controller. I've had the controller for almost a year, and I have a lot of stick drift. Now there is a lot of controllers on sale right now, so I'm definitely going to cop me one soon. But a lot of controller players like to use a controller that has paddles because it gives them a competitive advantage. Now I know some of the popular ones and some of the cheaper ones are just the default controllers like the PS5, the PS4, or even the Xbox, you know, if you're in the Xbox. But a lot of pros like to use a controller that's going to give them a competitive advantage. One of the most recent and more newer ones is the PlayStation DualSense Edge controller. Now this controller is basically like a normal PS5 controller, but it is completely modded. Now when I say modded, that means that the clicks on the thumbsticks itself sound different, and there's actually an extra added attachment right here where the thumbsticks are. Now from the looks of it, it looks really customizable, it looks like it has high performance and the quality is really good. I definitely expect to see a lot of pros start using this controller. Now a controller that's been in the game for a while is the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. Now I have heard different opinions about this controller. I heard that it breaks easy, that the clicks on it stop working after a while, and stuff like the buttons getting stuck. But for the most part, people say that out of the box, it's a really good controller and it feels really good in their hands. Next, we have the SCUF controller. Now the SCUF controller is another one that's been in the game a really long time. The SCUF controller has been in the game a while and it's really customizable. I know a lot of pros used to use the controller back in the day, and I've heard really good reviews about it. So out of all these controllers, I would really recommend you getting a SCUF controller. Next up, we have controller attachments. Now I'm not talking about the strike pack or the back button for the PS4 controller, I'm talking about a KontrolFreek. Now KontrolFreek thumbsticks is something that a lot of pros use across a lot of different games. I know they really got popular in the Call of Duty scene, and then they made their way over to Fortnite. Everybody was going crazy about them a year or two ago, and they've just been popular ever since. Now KontrolFreeks helps you get better movement, and I heard they help you get way better aim. There's a lot of different variations with KontrolFreeks, and they're very customizable too. They come with different grip styles and different shapes, and they're just overall really easy to just put on your controller. KontrolFreek also has the performance grip pads. Now these grip pads go around the entire handle of the controller, and they help you just hold the controller well, and I heard they reduce sweat too. There isn't a whole lot of hype about these things, they're really underrated to me. Yeah, but overall, these two things could definitely help you improve on controller. Now going into your actual Fortnite settings, these are very important if you want to go pro. Now my most recent video, I did just go in depth on all my controller settings, but here they are again just in case you missed it. So all these up here really don't matter. I have my Builder Pro immediately on and my controller auto run on, and that's really it. Now your look sensitivity and your aim sensitivity definitely have an effect on your advanced options. So if you turn off your advanced options really quickly, and then you put both of these on 5 on normal, then you turn them back on, and then you use your normal settings, you should feel a little bit of a difference. Now, these are my settings. I know they are a little high, but feel free to tweak them if you need to. And I did just recently turn my ADS sensitivity up, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Now, I will be comparing my settings to other pro controller player settings right here on screen, so feel free to use either one. Now, the next tip I have is my controller binds. Now, kind of like sensitivity, they are up to preference, but these are mine here. Now, just like your sensitivity, these are really up to preference, but these have been my binds for the past 2 years or so. So I don't really change my binds a whole lot because I know it's going to mess up my muscle memory. Now, the last tip I have right here is the Raiders Mechanics Training Map V4. I've been using this map for the past 2 weeks and my aim has gotten insane. My SMG aim and my SMG tracking has gotten so good, and that's why I actually turned my ADS sensitivity up. Now, this map is made with UEFN and Creative 2.0, so there's a lot of scenarios that aren't in the other aim training maps. But that's all I got for this video today, boys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what any other video tips that you want to know next. But it's winter, I'm out, peace.